Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to your favorite talk show, Teenage Mistake. I remain your humble host, Cassandra Ayok,
and I am your co-host, Nats MA. And today in the building we have very, and I say very exquisite panelists. And by my right we have Mr.
Buchu Samuel
and
Josiane Chinga
and
Can Emmanuel. We're going for a short break, and by the time we come back, we'll move straight away to the very first question on our list. Stay tuned. You're welcome back to the show.
All right, now we'll be diving to the first item on our list, which is causes of teenage mistakes related to teenagers themselves. You know, we do a lot of mistakes as teenagers, a whole lot, and we want to know and learn some of the causes of these mistakes, because we ourselves sometimes we really don't know. So straight away we'll be listening from Mr. Emmanuel. So Mr. Emmanuel, can you just in your own words tell us some of the causes of these teenage mistakes related to teenagers themselves?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nazma. Okay, talking about teenage mistakes related to them. Firstly, the teenage age is a particular sector in someone's life in which if you don't take time, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So now the first way I can cite that teenagers do fall into mistakes is, number one, their circle. Yeah.
Okay.
There is this normal saying, you become the average sum of the people you spend most of the time with. Meaning, they don't know out of, let's say, excitement or their environment. They get to spend time with people and they get, their friends. Like, for instance, where I grew up in England. You can imagine. Yeah, I grew up in England. So,
The average sum of
no, that one say your decision.
Yeah.
You get,
Yeah.
the decision you make will actually break or make you. You
Okay.
get? So however its nature is, or however its nature become, all depends on their personal decisions, on what they have made. In as much as they can be influenced by other things, but they themselves in particular,
They have a great role to
yeah, a very great role.
Wow.
Your decision you make
I
depends on your
like what he said. You are the average sum.
of your
Probably you
environment.
don't understand it. Probably you don't understand this now. You are the immunator of the people you spend.
Yeah, the people.
The people you spend most of your time with, and that's really something with us teenagers, and it's really common because we discover that right now in our day-to-day lives, when you go outside, you see it. You spend, if you're somebody like, let me just tell me, a scammer,
Yeah.
and you if you're a good boy and you spend more time with scammers, you discover that at the end of the day, you become a
Definitely.
fraud.
Wow, a plug.
So that's it. It's really timely, and I feel like what he said falls online. So what he said in summary is your decisions are one of the causes of your mistakes. So straight away we'll be listening to our second panelist, Ms. Josiane. Just quickly tell us.
Before Miss Josiane speak up, I have a question for dear brother. The decision you make, your environment. Okay, now, what about the teenager who spends almost half of his life with his father, who is a pastor, his mother is a deaconess, and then, in fact, he's just a church boy, and then leaving his parents and coming here just 1 week, just turn to a big block, just like how my co-colleague.
You should tell me you're talking to me directly. Yes, you should tell me that.
Okay.
So now you're a plug. I don't want the growing up part. I don't want the growing up part. Yeah.
Remember we are talking about teenage mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Now, talking about what you said, one of the most difficult decisions, the only thing that God gave man, God allowed it for man is your decision.
All right.
Yeah, your choice. Thank you very much. Meaning, they might say this is your purpose and everything. But as long as you decide, right,
Okay.
to do whatever you want to do, trust me, even God Himself is just like, oh my son, being it bad or good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, Whatever or however you become today all depends on your personal choices and decisions.
Your personal choice and decision. Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Over to you, Ms. Josiane.
Well, thank you very much. I think when it comes to that, I can look at impatience. Teenagers now, let me talk based on our era.
Okay.
Let me talk based on where the time we are. I think teenagers are very impatient. And that's that's one of the things that is mostly attached to the mistakes they make.
Okay.
Personal mistakes they make. Because you see a teenager and you have big dreams. Oh, of course, it's okay to have big dreams. It's very nice to have big dreams. But they fail to understand that these dreams, to achieve your dreams, is a process.
Yeah.
You don't just get up today, you're dreaming about owning a house, and tomorrow you're building a house. It doesn't work that way. Teenagers have to learn the fact, they have to learn to the fact that they need to be very patient. And that life is a process from one step to the other. You don't just get up one day and you become a big girl overnight, you become a big boy overnight. If you want to do that, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible, but trust me, you'll be prone to make a lot of mistakes trying to do this.
Yeah, trying to avoid process.
Trying to avoid all the steps and all life. We cannot cheat life. We can never cheat life, and we can never cheat nature. So I think one of the mistakes as teenagers, we make is the fact that we are very impatient with whatever we do. We just see what our friends are achieving, what our friends are having, and we feel like we need to be in that kind of position. We have to own what they own. We have to have what they have. Forgetting that maybe that friend you're seeing or you're looking at is not even coming from the same background as you are. Does not even have the same opportunity as you have. So why do you want to step up to that friend? I think that's one of the things that is really crazy about teenagers nowadays. Yeah.
I really like what she said about process, and I know because in our world today we discovered that a lot of teenagers want to have results without process.
Without process.
I always see a hard process precedes a good result or a great result.
Yeah.
Like what you get before a great result is a hard process. And in our day to day we discover that most teenagers want to exempt themselves from going through that process.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about process is if you miss it now, you will still miss it in the future.
You
Process
cannot
is
cheat
process.
life.
You cannot
It's
cheat
impossible.
process.
Yeah.
It's just something that is there. You must go through it. No matter how you reverse it. But I like to go through the process, then the results. Because some people like getting the results, then the process now kind of swipe away the results, and then at the tail end you have nothing to show for it. So what we're saying to you teenagers out there is
Be
trust
patient.
the process and be patient.
Be
Go
patient.
through your life's process. Life is a climbing ladder. Climb your ladders quietly. So right now we'll be listening to another panelist, Mr. Boshum Samuel.
Yeah, I think my co-panelists have been doing a good job, so far. And I want to highlight on the aspect of globalization, access to technology as well as information. What has caused our world in a catastrophic state is too much information and the availability and accessibility of technological devices or tools. Most of the teenagers today have been able to possess, gadgets or technological apparatus which is of no emergency to them. And it has permitted them to access information which was meant for probably later time. So they are trying to implement, to practice, to engage in issues which are meant for a certain period of time. So that's also globalization is something which we cannot run away, but it has permitted teenagers to also have access to things which were meant to be achieved in the long run. Now, if I want to come back, when we were in school in those days, we never had access to smartphones. We were doing more of the library studies. You go to the library and have to spend time doing research on books, and access to Google, probably should be in an urban town and your parents should be very wealthy to have a computer, desktop, and, but today everything is very easy going. And so and secondly, after globalization is mismanagement of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Globalization is good, but my priority concern here is the mismanagement or exploitation of this information, because what is meant for a particular purpose has been used for another purpose. So therefore, as teenagers, sometimes we are the cause of our mistakes. Our challenges is because you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah, definitely.
The being part of you is what you have been able to also receive. If a teacher teaches you well, you'll be able to write exam well and pass. If you feed your mind with poor information, you also deliver poor output.
Yeah.
So summarily, I want to say that some of the consequences that teenagers are experiencing today is as a result of mismanagement of information, as a result of globalization.
I think I have a question for you, Mr. Samuel. So, can you say that technology has brought more harm than good? Can you say that the presence of technology is one of the reasons why teenagers are doing mistakes by themselves? Can you say that?
I think I will not answer that question yes or no. Why? Science has come to help improve and speed up things for us.
Okay.
And we must embrace that.
All right.
Now, as I use the word misuse, it means that when you are misguided, you misuse things.
Okay.
Are we together? So, when you have information that you don't know how to use it, and you are not being advised or guided to use it, you use it poorly.
Okay.
It's the same as young people go on social space and talk carelessly. What we are doing right now, there are thousands of people going to watch this. So what are you saying out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is information we are transmitting to empower, to engage, and to transform the life out there.
Okay.
So therefore, this is technology, because we are being recorded and you'll be uploaded and people will view it across the world.
Yeah.
So this is improvement, because people who are far in the United States, in Australia, can have access to
To this
information,
information.
because what we are giving here, it is coming from within us.
Yeah.
And they are going to learn and benefit, and it can transform them also. So therefore, it's a deliberate act.
Yeah.
Now, the so-called, we earlier mentioned something of vulnerability, but then life is a decision. At one point, we all, yourself, myself, we are all victims to weaknesses of life.
Yeah.
It means that at one point, we must have done something right or wrong. But the summary about life is that we must come to a conscious point in life where we know what we want.
Yeah.
And when you know what you want, you will know what you have to do per time to take you towards what you want in life. Because what you want is not a guarantee to have it now.
Yeah.
It is a process, and the process entails steps. The first step is your behavior. Second is the information you have to acquire. How you apply the information, and also how you also pass the information.
To another person.
Because at the end of our life, the best book you can write about your life, it is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Your engagement, your contribution, your participation. I don't want to be Christian-like here. I'm not the perfect guy, I will say. Every day I keep praying as well to get better. There are three things which I would like to highlight. We have career mission. All of us as young people, even the teenagers there, they have a career mission in their lives.
Yeah.
Some become teachers, lawyers, diplomats, and so on. That is a career mission. The next is what we call kingdom mission. You have to learn to serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also amplify the gospel, and so on. Irrespective of weakness, you must put effort. But the most pressing is eternal mission.
Eternal mission.
Eternal mission means that when we have done all the beautiful things, we have helped people, we have gone to school, gotten married, have houses, the last part of our life is our relationship one-on-one with God.
Yeah.
And that's what we are telling as teenagers at this point in your life, you start have to structure your mind.
Yeah.
It is your mind that helps you to grow to become who you wish to. So therefore, if you fit your mind, you'll be able to fit your pocket encourage our community. But then I want to return on this last point because it's what myself every day I'm praying and trusting God to help me on daily basis as I grow. The aspect of eternal mission.
Yeah.
That is something that does not know if you're a teenager, an adult, a rich person, a professional. Death does not know that.
Yeah.
So therefore,
Doesn't even give a
in
damn.
as much as we are doing what we are doing, we should come to a point we have to seek for forgiveness as a teenager. Forgiveness is not made for adults.
Yeah.
As a teenager, if you have done mistakes, always at a private time, seek to ask for forgiveness from the Lord and continue the battle of becoming better.
Okay.
Design your blueprints on how you want to go. When you have a blueprint of your life, it helps you on who you have to engage, what you have to do, and how you keep moving. So that is what I think that information is power.
Yes.
The way you exploit the information, the way you manage the information will either break you or makes you. That's what I think.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Ah.
So great outpour of knowledge out here. It's always an amazing time with the Teenage Mistake Talk Show. And I like what he said, wisdom is the right application of knowledge.
Yeah.
The way you apply knowledge shows that you're wise or foolish, even though the Bible says let's not use the word foolish. But honestly, the way you handle with information, like he said, shows that you're wise or foolish. Now, to round up the show, I have just a very short and brief question for all the panelists, starting with you, Mr. Bochum. What advice will you give to your 16-year-old self? Like from this standpoint, looking at your road, the road you've taken. So let's say you're that 16-year-old self and you have to advise your 16-year-old self. What advice would you give?
Yeah, it's so wonderful because when you're talking now, I'm looking at when I was 16 years old. It was a very...
Like 32 years ago.
when I was 16 years old, I was a very nice kid.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very... I was a very handsome, intelligent, and very loving kid who believes so much in his future. And when I look at who I am today as a national delegate to the Commonwealth,
Oh my God.
being nominated or appointed by the states to serve as the official youth representative of all the millions of youth to the Commonwealth in the United Kingdom, I think even if I leave this world today, I know that the 16-year-old Bochum in those days finally got his dream came true.
Wow.
In 2018, I was in London, and it was not because of my parents. Because as a teenager, I had a dream for my life.
Did you hear that?
And I worked very hard. And in 2018, after the university, 2 years later on, because of my work, my lifestyle, my behavior, the state found me worthy. And today is my third mandate serving. By 2024, it shows I've served the state for 6 years. And it goes to my CV through the Foreign Affairs and the Youth Affairs. I think it's something which, even if I live, if I have kids and family, they'll be always proud because it has gone down from the presidency, the prime ministry, and all the ministries that this young man served the state. And if you're watching, this should be very clean and clear inspiration for you that dreams are possible.
Yeah.
It's a journey, it's very hard. You don't want to exploit opportunities. I've traveled the world, I've met presidents, I've been to places. So I'm not moved anymore by anything. I keep trying to get better on a daily basis because I know now I'm having a purpose. And that's the reason I have a peace academy, which is one of the ways to also train and raise more advocates and ambassadors to champion peace at domestic level, that's at home, community level, national level, and across the world.